What's going on? I am just testing out my new camera, so we are getting this thing popping here. I want you guys to know that no matter what happens in life, in the world, that prosperity, abundance, the divine nature of life, of God, it's within you. And always remember, what goes around comes around. Or what comes around goes around, however you want to look at it. But what that means is that when you sow seeds, when you treat people a certain way, when you do certain things, when you put something out into the universe, it comes back, right? In other ways. So when you do good, it comes back to you. You know, when you do things that are not so good, it comes back to you. So you should always be striving to look at what you can contribute, what seeds you can sow, what positivity you can put out into the universe, you know, how you can show love to people, how you can do positive things that have a positive impact that will make a difference in people's lives. And that's because, you know, your life is a sum of choices. The things that you think, the things that you believe, the things that you do, it causes you to think and believe and see reality in a certain way. And that reality that you see limits or enables you to experience things in a certain way based on positive or negative, being based on what it is that you think and believe. So if you think negative things, if you think something is bad, if you're afraid, if you're putting that kind of energy out, it's going to come back to you. And the same is true for being positive and abundant and happy and doing good things for other people. The more that you do it, not to receive anything in return, not just to be like, oh, I'm giving to get, right? Because you understand this effect, you understand this universal law. You're just going to go around giving because you want to get. That's not how it works. You have to give unconditionally, and you have to do things unconditionally that are valuable and helpful and useful for people. And that's how we make the world a better place. And I got so much backlash for sharing some of Mr. Beast's videos, where he actually, and I get it, I understand, like that's not what my channel is about, but I was just doing an experiment because Jimmy said in one of his videos that he wants people to clip his content. He wants people to upload his content because he understands that it's the law of reciprocity, that it grows. But the reason I bring that up and the reason that I like that, and what I like about Mr. Beast, and I don't know where he started going down this route, but he's using his platform to do great things. He's using his platform to help people. And of course, there's going to be people that say, oh, you know, what was the one video where he was helping blind people? He was paying for surgeries for people to go get their eyes fixed so that they could see again. And people were saying, oh, this, you know, how horrible he is for trying to, you know, capitalize on these people's misfortune when he's out there giving and giving and giving and giving and doing things to help people. So it's like, no matter what you do, there's always going to be people who are negative and don't appreciate what you're doing and how you're helping people in the world, what you're doing for other people. So just remember that the whole purpose of this principle, when you're sowing and reaping in the world, when you're putting good things out, good things come back to you. The whole purpose of that is that, you know, is that you can actually create a better effect. You can create a better environment. You can make, you have better things coming back to you in your universe and in your life when you're sowing good seeds. So it was just amazing to me that in that instance, there was another one where he helped 1,000 dogs that were in kill shelters to get adopted. So he's doing these amazing things to help people and help animals and help the world, essentially, by facilitating and imagine the work that goes into that. I mean, it's not just a simple thing. He did all this advertising and had to rent a space and had to train people and had to do all these things. It's essentially like setting up a business, you know. So it's just an example of how, you know, people who are not doing anything will always have some sort of comment. They'll always have something to say. But ultimately, when you're up to good and you're doing good and you do good things for people and for the world and you sow good seeds, it will come back to you sevenfold. That's like, that's a law. That's the law of abundance. It's the law of reciprocity. So honestly, I just jumped on to test my camera, my new camera. I don't know why I keep looking at that one, because that one's not working. I'll remember to look at the camera. But anyways, so that's the thought. That's the idea, is that the world is abundant. The universe is abundant. Nature is incredibly abundant. So, this idea that there's lack, that there's scarcity, that there's something wrong with the world or the way people do things, or if you're afraid to put yourself out there to get the backlash, like, I love it. I had people posting horrible comments on the video just because I re-uploaded, that video, and it doesn't bother me, because they're ignorant, and other people's ignorance should not bother you. There is a lot of ignorance. Okay, there's a lot of bad in the world. If you look for it, you can find it. But the fact is it doesn't have to control the narrative. It doesn't have to control your thoughts. It doesn't have to control the good that's in the world. Life is like that old ancient symbol, the yin yang, right? It's got a lot of bad. It's got a lot of good, and there's a little bit of bad in the good and a little bit of good in the bad. So if you think about life like that, it is that. The question is, what are you going to focus on? Because what you focus on is going to expand in your universe. And that's powerful to understand. So anyways, I hope this blesses you in some way, and I wish you a great night.